Board of Commissioners, roll call, please.
Jebin Singh. Here. McGuire.
Here.
McMurtry.
Here.
Miller.
Here.
Moran.
Here.
Zhang.
Here.
And Ortega.
Aye, could we stand for the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Commissioner Moran, the land acknowledgements.
Okay, thank
Thank
you.
you.
And good morning, everyone. Every community owes its existence and vitality to generations from around the world who contributed their hopes, dreams, and energy to making the history that led to this moment. Some were brought here against their will, some were drawn to leave their distant homes in hopes of a better life, and some have lived here on this land since time immemorial. Truth and acknowledgement are critical to building mutual respect and connections across all barriers of heritage and difference. We are standing on the ancestral land of the Dakota people. We want to acknowledge the Ojibwe, the Ho-Chunk, and the other nations of people who also call this place home. We pay respect to their elders, past and present. So please take a moment to consider the treaties made by the tribal nations that entitle non-Native people to live and work on traditional Native lands. Consider the many legacies of violence, displacement, migration, and settlement that bring us together here today. And please join us in uncovering such truth at any and all public events.
Thank you, Commissioner. I'll entertain a motion on the agenda of August 12, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Moran.
Aye.
Zhang.
Aye.
Jebin Singh.
Aye.
McGuire.
Aye.
McMurtry.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
And Ortega.
Aye. I'll entertain a motion on the minutes of August 5th, 2025.
So moved. Second.
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Moran.
Aye.
Zhang.
Aye.
Jebin Singh.
Aye.
McGuire.
Aye.
McMurtry.
Aye.
Miller.
Aye.
And Ortega.
Aye. Commissioner Jevin Singh, we have a proclamation for Sue Aberholton.
Yes.
Come on up, Sue.
And if there's anybody else who would like to be here as well, who came for the proclamation, feel free to come on up. Otherwise, you are a leader unto yourself.
I'm going to join her. I'm going to join her.
Yeah, please. So while we were gathering, this is kind of what I was expecting, is that when we talk about mental health, we're talking about all of us, all of our families, all of our friends' workplaces, our schools, our communities, and so all of us here in some ways have been touched by the work of Sue. Sue Aberholton is the Executive Director of Minnesota's National Alliance on Mental Illness, and almost 25 years?
It'll be 24.
It'll be 24 this fall. Has been leading the work and this advocacy work in Minnesota. And I'll just say, we're doing this proclamation on the eve, or as you are preparing for that long-earned retirement. And it is at a time when the work of those of us who have been doing advocacy work for mental health and following your lead in Minnesota are facing new and ever-growing challenges with the orders that are coming from our nation's capital, and a lot of funding cuts and the programs that we fought very hard to put into place. It is bittersweet to see you stepping into this, but I also know that you have left behind and inspired and mentored many folks who will step into the gap, and that you will still be there to help and assist, from a little bit more quiet pace. So I appreciate that. So Sue Aberholton has been a relentless force for a positive change, ensuring that mental health is treated with the urgency, care, and respect it deserves from Minnesota. And what stands out for me is Sue's leadership is how deeply rooted it is in empathy and inclusion, and all she's done to make spaces for voices of those who are too often left out. One of the call lines for NAMI is, "You are not alone." And that is such an important message for individuals who are walking this journey, for their families, for everybody who's on this, to feel, because of the stigma, because of the discrimination against those living with mental illness, so often these experiences are extremely isolating. And NAMI makes sure that nobody has to go through this alone. And one of the things that's so prominent in the work that you've done is those of us who are in policy and advocacy and providing services often talk about systems that are broken, and Sue reminds us that the mental health system was never, ever really built. And we have a lot of work to do on that front. And I will just say, too, that professionally, as somebody who is working in that space, not only as an individual and a family member in Minnesota who appreciated the advocacy and the work and all of that did to make communities better, but as a professional fighting that way, I also never felt alone because of the collaborative spirit of the work that you did, the different advocacy groups that you brought together, that the workers who are in this field also are not alone. And so today we honor not just a career, but a legacy of impact that will continue to shape lives long after your tenure. So we'll go ahead and do the proclamation. And I'll give this to you. All right. So whereas Sue Abder Holden has served with extraordinary dedication and visionary leadership as Executive Director of the National Alliance for Mental Illness, or NAMI, in Minnesota for 24 years, guiding the organization through more than 2 decades of growth, advocacy, and unwavering service to individuals and families impacted by mental illness, transforming the organization into a statewide powerhouse. And whereas her leadership has led to groundbreaking and compassionate policy changes, including requiring mental health training for educators, ending harmful school practices like seclusion and restraint, protecting children from being forced into child protection to access care, reforming civil commitment laws, expanding mobile crisis services, and limiting solitary confinement for people with mental illnesses in prisons. And whereas Sue Abder Holden's tireless advocacy has shaped policy across all sectors, education, healthcare, housing, criminal justice, and employment, resulting in stronger parity laws, increased access to culturally responsive services, expanded mental health benefits and public programs, and more diverse and better supported mental health workforce. And whereas Sue has built lasting and inclusive partnerships with stakeholders from all corners of Minnesota, including individuals with mental illness, families, providers, educators, law enforcement, legislators, and public health leaders, cementing NAMI Minnesota's role as both a trusted resource and a catalyst for change. And whereas Sue's legacy has been recognized with numerous awards and honors, including the Health Equity Award from the Minneapolis Health Department and National Advocacy Leadership Award from the National Council for Behavioral Health and Distinguished Citizen Award from Macalester College, among many others, testaments to her profound impact and unwavering commitment. And whereas Ramsey County recognizes and celebrates the incredible career and legacy of Sue Abder Holden on the occasion of her retirement as Executive Director of NAMI Minnesota, and extend our deepest gratitude for her service, her leadership, and her unwavering belief in the dignity and worth of every individual. Now, therefore, it be proclaimed. The Ramsey County Board of Commissioners declares August 12, 2025 as Sue Abder Holden Day in Ramsey County in honor of her transformative contributions to mental health advocacy, her exceptional public service, and her steadfast commitment to building a better, more compassionate Minnesota for all.
I'll just say a few words. But thank you, frankly, for this honor and this recognition. It has been an incredible path for me. I've met so many incredible people, the courage and determination to frankly live with the mental illness and to support family members. It's just been an incredible honor. I think the biggest thing for me is for people to remember that change can happen. It's often incremental, but it really is the voices of the individuals impacted by mental illnesses that actually are the ones that help create change. So I appreciate all that Ramsey County has done as a partner. NAMI Minnesota has always lived within Ramsey County. That's where we founded. And it's been an incredible organization for, over 50 years. So thank you again for this honor, and just really, really appreciate it.
Thank you, Sue. I just want to If anybody else wants to say a few words, Sue and I, God, I don't know how long, Sue was telling me that she had a picture when we served on how long ago, in the advisory council, right?
Right, so that would have been about 22 years ago.
22 years ago. So I've known, and we've known each other before that, but it's a pleasure to honor you. We're not honoring your career, we're honoring your legacy, because you made a huge impact on so many of us who worked in the field of mental health, and you stuck to it for all these years and been a strong advocate. So thank you for all your service and all your good work. Mary Jo?
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Chair, and I just want to add my thanks and, my gratitude for all the work that you've done. Ever since I've been in public office, which has been a long time, you have been there, you've been the face, you've been the force of this issue, and I've learned so much from you at both the legislature and now here, and just all of your work in the community. Thank you for helping with all of your advocacy to get something built of that is not a system, that we never did build the system, and you did your best to build whatever we could, and just work with the people that really needed it the most. And so thank you so much for all of your work.
Thank you.
Well, let me just
we have-
say, what an honor to be celebrating you today here in Ramsey County. And really, we should be doing this across the state of Minnesota, if not the nation, because Sue has been a strong advocate and a leader, a visionary in where we need to go when others did not know that we needed to go there. I just want to thank you for your partnership when as a state legislator, I was able to carry and advocate for a lot of bills around mental health, and to bring this to the forefront. Would love to say that I found her, but you found me. She gave me the words. She gave it to me in order to do what we needed to do in the state of Minnesota. And on a personal note, she doesn't just work from 9 to 5. When I was helping one of my children friends who was dealing with mental health, I called her on her phone, and she walked me through that process. And because of that, we was able to get him the help that he needed as he was struggling with mental health. And so when I saw you being recognized today, I was like, wow, this is awesome. 3 years into a first term, I'm just learning that we had a strong relationship with Sue Holden. And I'm so glad and so fortunate that we do. I've heard her say many times, I'm retiring.
This time it's true.
So I just want to say thank you for your work, thank you for your leadership, for being a visionary, and rest. It's okay to rest, right? And congratulations. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Do we have somebody to take pictures? Oh, there she is. I was staring right at you, didn't see you. Can we take some pictures, please? Thank you again, Sue, for all you've done. Okay, let's move on to administrative agenda. Commissioner Moran.
Okay, Mr. Chair, I'd like to move administrative item 4, unclassified limited duration grant pool. I would like to move administrative item number 5, salary schedule and grade for new classified position, internal auditor and internal auditor senior.
Second.
That's it?
Hearing no discussion, roll call.
Moran,
Aye.
Zhang,
Aye.
Jevin Singh,
Aye.
McGuire,
Aye.
McMurtry,
Aye.
Miller,
Aye.
and Ortega.
Aye. County Connections?
Yeah, thanks, Mr. Chair. So today is Election Day in Ramsey County. Both White Bear Lake and City of St. Paul are holding elections. White Bear Lake voters are selecting mayoral candidates in a primary, and voters in St. Paul's Ward 4 are voting in a special election to fill their city council seat. So polling places will be open from have been open since 7 a.m. until 8 p.m. tonight. I did want to also note that there will be, looking ahead at November 4th, we will have school board races, ballot questions across the county, as well as St. Paul's mayoral race. In addition, we will also be having a special election for Senate District 47 as well. So that's located in Maplewood, and so we'll be filling those seats as well. All right, and then I wanted to do some fun NACO shout-outs this morning. A little bit belated, but many of you know that Judd Freed, who is our Director of Emergency Management, Homeland Security, has been very involved in NACO, and he was appointed by the previous president, James Gore, to serve on NACO's Intergovernmental Disaster Reform Task Force, which has been doing a lot of work around disaster preparedness, mitigation, and recovery for counties. This whole topic got bubbled up again for me to remember to acknowledge Judd while getting the notification that our Chief Information Officer, Chetan Ganatra, recently got an appointment from the now President J.D. Clark of NACO on the Information Technology Standing Committee. So we're really proud of that. And then I just saw Kenya Walker leave the room, but she had just been up here for the proclamation. But Kenya Walker, who's our Social Service Deputy Director, she was appointed recently to NACO's Fall 2025 Behavioral Health and Crisis Response Peer Exchange. They're going to be meeting in Virginia here in September. Goal is to work on best practices in behavioral health and crisis response, innovative county solutions for strengthening mental health policies and programs, and highlighting the critical roles counties play as first responders when it comes to mental health services. So really proud of Kenya's leadership and her opportunity to do this and bring back some great learnings for us. And then as we're just celebrating staff today, I wanted to also just give a big shout out to our Communications and Public Relations Department and Environmental Health. So collectively, they won for, let's see, I got to get the right acronym. It's the Minnesota Association of Government Communicators, and we also won for National Association of County Information Officer Awards, as well as our Environmental Health won one of those awards as well. So things that were highlighted included the Borealis launch event that many of you were at, a lot of our work around our Hmong TV, Trusted Messenger work, telecommunications, recruitment video, our work around warming spaces, our mental health urgent care video that many of you watched here at a board meeting, I believe. So lots of work that we are very proud of. And then many of you are familiar with our Guide to Services, that booklet, and that won a print publication award as well. So I just want to thank Director Rose Lindsay and her team for all of these wonderful awards. So that's what I have this morning, Commissioner.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, let's move on to outside board and committee reports. Sean?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. I had the privilege to tour many of our parks and rec, both like play areas, also facilities with Director Mark McCabe last week. I went to Aldrich Arena and also was informed that the solar panel installation is ready and ready to be plugged in very soon here. And that was a result of our action as a board just a year or so ago when we made a decision to start investing in some of our parks facility to be able to achieve a better energy efficiency. So it was really great to see that. I also made sure to say that we should, the commissioners should go there too once it gets powered. I also went to Beaver Lake, was informed that a new playground will be installed there. Since Commissioner Miller and we share Beaver Lake, but the playground is on the side of Maplewood. But either way, it's still a regional facility that is much needed.
How did you let that happen?
I think it was the previous board when you guys did redistricting. And then Battle Creek Water Parks is soon to be completed this year and hopefully open up next year for the youth. As well as Keller Regional Park, there's a Thulu Courts. I initially thought in my mind that it would be like the small ones that what you just see, but it is huge. So that is happening on September 20th for a grand opening to the community. So Keller Park. Yeah, so I really encourage all the commissioners to be able to attend for that grand opening with a lot of help and support from the state that made that possible. In addition to that, I'm on the steering committee of the East Side Hub for our businesses, and that is one where it was a result of our trip to Atlanta with a lot of the community organizations, philanthropy, the city, where we are coming together still about how to best serve as a hub to serve our businesses. So I'm tying that work in with a lot of the work that we are doing here at the county too about our business hub, about how we create a better ecosystem that serves them, because right now it's very disorganized, where each different organization may have slightly different programs based off on what they need. And a great example of that is one business has contacted me. They're an East Side resident, but they have a business in Little Canada. They asked me about some of the construction work that they were doing to their facility. And I was like, well, unfortunately, our timing for this programming for housing has ended already. Another solicitation will open up later on for our emerging and diverse developers. And unfortunately, Little Canada probably doesn't have any funding. I'm more familiar with St. Paul, so I'm not sure. So I did tell them to go to two different places, both HAP as well as Women Venture, because those were some of the programs that they had for small business lending. And so it's very siloed. So that's just one example of why having a hub to support businesses is so crucial. And I'm proud to be a part of that work. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair, and I want to thank my colleague, Commissioner Zhang, for your work on that. Thank you. I'll check with Little Canada to see, too, since that's one of my cities, to see if they have something they can do to help with that. So that's really great work. Thank you. Thank you for that. So first of all, last week, our board meeting was on Tuesday. Tuesday night was, of course, as we all know, Night to Unite, National Night Out. I want to just thank all the volunteers, the neighborhood volunteers that host the events, all the law enforcement, fire departments, local elected officials that attend all of these events. It's just such a great time to connect with community and for people to get to know their neighbors. And I know that law enforcement and the fire departments go to a lot of different events, and it's just a shout out to all the volunteers that make that night such an impactful night. And then also last week, AMC did a webinar. Our Association of Minnesota Counties had a webinar with the Minnesota Department of Human Services on understanding federal changes to Medicaid benefits. We had over 100. We had over 100 people that attended, and I mean, it was really, really interesting. So I just want to encourage all of you to, and when you get your emails about webinars that are happening, this information is really, really helpful to us to understand what's going on at the federal level. Also, the Ramsey County League of Local Governments had their member social at Keller Golf Course. Thanks to all those that were able to be at that. And the Ramsey County Library Friends had their event to celebrate Ramsey County Library Summer Reading Program. So just shout out to all the organizations that are making these opportunities to connect possible. I was excited that on Friday, our Roseville Area Optimist Club met, and we were focusing on people and volunteers in the community, and we had the Winter Carnival royalty come because they do such amazing volunteer work. They're 400 events a year practically. They're all out and about, working with community, and they came to our Optimist Club and Queen Tessa Westland is a Roseville resident, grew up in Roseville. She doesn't live there now, but she grew up in Roseville. And then, of course, King Boreas, Chief John Harrington, was a colleague of mine in the Senate and a good friend. And so I was fortunate and lucky to be knighted at that event, so that was very fun. And also Minister Brooke Blakey was there. She's amazing doing all that work, and the Prince of the East Wind, Clayton Fox. So it was
minister?
great. Pardon me? Prime Minister, yes. Brooke Blakey is the Prime Minister. I know. She's also the community, she's the
Director of Office of Neighborhood Safety.
yeah, the Director of Office of Neighborhood Safety for St. Paul, and she's the Prime Minister for the Winter Carnival. I know, she's amazing. They all spoke about their volunteer work and their regular work. So it was great event. New Brighton celebrated Stockyard Days, so of course they had all the festivities, the community events, the parades, and it was a great event. Monday, our Rotary Club had Noel Bakken, who's the Roseville Sustainability Coordinator, presented on initiatives that the city is taking. And I think many of our cities are working on having sustainability coordinators, at least part of someone's job, if not the only part of their job. And it's really been helping our cities with all their initiatives, with their, one effort was about packaging for our businesses. Roseville has a lot of restaurants and businesses, and they're working on sustainable packaging and compostable takeout containers and things. So anyway, it was really great. Just shout out to her. Tomorrow, I'm doing an active living walkthrough. AARP and Active Living, they sponsor walkthroughs of communities to find out how walkable they are. So if you're interested in that, let us know. I'll be doing it in Roseville, but it can be in any community to find out how walkable they are. The League of Women Voters in New Brighton is having their summer social also on Wednesday night. And then the Ramsey County League of Local Government, their collective action work group will meet Thursday morning. It's a Zoom call. It's from, and it's on, our focus this year will be on water. So we've been having great presentations on water. And that'll be really interesting. And then Saturday, the Rice and Larpenteur will have their summer block party. This is a really fun event. This is the corner with Maplewood, Roseville, and St. Paul, all there. And it's always a great event, live music, local food, family activities. It's always fun, and it's from 11 to 3. A number of us will be there speaking and just enjoying the day. So summer block party, 11 to 3 on Saturday. And with that, let me see. Oh, and then just because we don't meet again, but Monday night, the public hearing, you're going to probably talk about this, Mr. Chair, but there is a public hearing to vacate or revert highway in White Bear Township, and that will be
Monday.
And maybe someone else can give us the details. I don't know what the details are, but it'll be Monday night, and the public would be invited to that. Thank you.
Commissioner Jevon Singh.
Yes, all righty. Well, on some of the official committee work, I would say last week, our Q3 internal audit committee met. And I will just say, I truly appreciate in this time of wanting to make sure that our organization, our enterprise, all of our back of the house and the way that we support the professional work that we do here, that we continue to be in a sense of constant improvement, modernization, and making sure that we all have the support so that we are being good stewards of the resources. Those include our people resources, our technology resources, our financial resources. And so I just want to say it was wonderful to get an update. I believe there will be a workshop coming up on that soon. So all of that continues. And if anybody's interested, I know, I started my work at the legislative auditors, and not everybody prides themselves in being the hall monitor to make sure we all get to class safely. But if anybody wants to be part of that work, please, we're happy to keep you in the loop. I will say, too, that the bulk of last week also was spent, I sit on the board for the Suburban Ramsey Family Collaborative, and we were in our final interviews for our new executive director, and hopefully we'll have an announcement soon on who will be stepping into that role. On Tuesday, obviously, it was Night to Unite. I really want to send a thank you to the Ramsey County Sheriff's Office and for our suburban contract city undersheriffs and deputies and everybody who is out in force to hit over 163 events within our contract cities. I had the honor of riding with Under Sheriff Carl Meisted and Senator Heather Gustafson to a number of places, and we were able to go to events in Arden Hills and Shoreview, Vadnais Heights, North Oaks, and White Bear Township. I will say that rolling up with the lights and sirens really is so much cooler than just walking up with my Ramsey County polo and saying hello. And yet I have to shout out to all of our
Tara,
firefighters. Yes.
You're such a show-off.
Got my entourage. I will say, though, we were always humbled, though, and Kyle would say, and now we have to go because we would hear the fire trucks coming, and nobody can beat the fire trucks. Not even a little bit. I was happy to be able to be in attendance for the reopening of the Maplewood Service Center. It's just really lovely to see places throughout the county where families can go and get the support that they need. The Ramsey County Friends of the Library event and the Ramsey County League of Local Government Social. It was a very warm day, but those were well attended. It was lovely to connect with the folks who are really supporting our libraries and to be able to chat with folks one-on-one. Surprisingly enough, at the Friends of the Library event, it was at Big Wood Brewery in my district in Vadnais Heights, and the Ramsey Washington Metro Watershed District was doing a trivia night. So it was a twofer stop, and it was so fun to see community really showing up in this civic conversations in a fun way right in community. So that was a great night. Coming up, I will be, just wanted to highlight some things. There is the Pretrial Justice Council community event on Thursday from 6 to 8 at Wilder here in St. Paul. There's also a Mother's First Annual Community Baby Shower Saturday at noon at the West Minnehaha Rec Center. And I am going to also be able to be part of the opening festivities at India Fest at the state capitol on Saturday. So excited about that. In my district, there's also the Mounds View Festival in the Park and Vadnais Heights Days, so lots of times kind of into the summer fun. There's a couple of parades, so I hope everybody has a place to take their families. And just additionally, I want to just underline and underscore congratulations to Kenya. It's wonderful to know that the good work that is going on within our county is a way to inspire other work going on throughout the country, and also to bring back the ideas and the learnings that she'll get from her colleagues from across the nation doing that really important work. So excited that she'll be able to be part of that program.
Thank you. Garrison?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Just have a couple of things. One from last week, just wanted to highlight a little recap from the City Council meeting at Falcon Heights, which also included their planning commission to discuss the sale of the golf course. So they had representatives there from the U of M just to talk through their process, and really it was a great opportunity to hear from them on what they're thinking in regards to their timeline. Hopefully this fall is when they will release the RFP to potentially start getting bids for that site. It was also really helpful just to hear from members of the City Council and the Planning Commission on some of their questions and concerns that they raised to the U. I know one of the things that was brought up was thinking of what type of model they could use to include the voices of the community, whether it be an advisory board or something similar to what Rice Creek Commons has with their advisory group. So it was just helpful for residents there to start to get a sense of the discussions around the golf course and what those next steps will be. More to come. Is very, very preliminary. I know that the City of Falcon Heights passed last year their Snelling and Larpenter study, which had a few options of what that space could be, which the youth thought was very helpful as they're thinking of putting out the RFP and looking for bids. But a lot more to come. We're just at the beginning stages of what's going to become of this 140 acres of land in Falcon Heights. So exciting news there. And then I will wrap up with just two two upcoming events this weekend. One on Saturday, the 16th from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Yobismo 2025 Wealth Building Conference will be happening. It's an initiative dedicated to nurturing entrepreneurs, cultural heritage, and economic opportunity for Asian Minnesotans. So there will be a day at the Wilder Center filled with different workshops on small business development and wealth and asset building, as well as cultural arts and economic development. So just a great opportunity for folks who are interested in attending that. And then, as Commissioner McGuire mentioned, this Saturday also will be the Rice Larpenteur Alliance Summer Block Party right at the corner of Larpenteur and Rice Street, which will be from 11 a.m. until 3 p.m. Another just great opportunity to get out there with the community. Kim O'Brien and the Rice Larpenteur Alliance are doing amazing work along that corridor. And I would say, on top of partaking into the festivities at that block, we definitely want to encourage folks to visit some of the businesses along Rice Street, especially at a time where we're going through construction. Go and show those businesses some support and some love. So hope everyone can come out on this Saturday.
All right. Well, I'm going to take it back real quick for a week. So I want to just mention that my family and I attended the Okaga Summer Wind Celebration. It was a Dakota Summer Teachings at Battle Creek Park on August 1st that featured a beautiful flute music and musical performances. They also had vendors and a plant walk, an educational plant walk. So if you are also not aware, there is a garden there, a medicine garden, and now a Dakota teepee to help the beans grow. Just want to note, we're not sure how long it's been since the actual Dakota teepee has stood at the Battle Creek Park. So it's pretty exciting. And I want to extend my gratitude to the Parks and Recs Department and Marlena Miles and Blue Hummingbird Woman for organizing such a wonderful and enriching event. Like Commissioner Jebensing said, on the 7th was Media Day for the Maplewood Service Center. So thank you to Ramsey County staff for such a successful morning. I also just want to note that the center includes navigators, staff members dedicated to helping residents across a variety of resources, including financial assistance, child support, housing stability, and veterans resources. So they also have a career lab, also offers resume support and job search assistance with and including with the recent renovations, residents can also take advantage of public computers and free scanning stations and a printer to complete their service or their forms on site. And hours are Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. We had our WIB meeting. A few updates I want to say about that is just mention the WIO programs are on track to meet goals and with helping residents earn credentials, gain skills, and secure quality jobs. I do want to note that funding for next year will decrease 36% for adult and dislocated worker programs and 24% for the youth, returning us to pre-COVID levels due to federal and state formula shifts. Even with this reduction, we'll continue delivering strong results through our partnerships, targeted training, and support for both job seekers and employers. And this week I will be attending the Minnesota Association of Workforce Boards Conference in Duluth, Wednesday through Friday. And just in closing, I want to encourage everybody to, look into the free programs or free activities that our Parks and Recs and Libraries departments offers. There are many self-guided and guided activities at our Parks and Recs throughout the summers, still finishing. So if you have kids that are ending their summer programs like I do, you can find them some cool things to do. My son and I went to the Maplewood Library on Saturday to read to a dog named Maple. I did not know you had to sign up, so we could not read, but we did sign up to read to Maple.
To read to a what?
To read to a dog.
I thought it was
Yes, it was pretty cool. Kids can go in and read to a dog, and so I signed my son up. He's pretty excited to read to Maple, and I forget the other dogs, Maxwell maybe, in September. So just really look into activities that our library and Parks and Recs have. With that, me, you.
IB.
Gets kids reading.
That's right. That's the important part.
That's the important part.
Commissioner Moran.
So I want to take a moment to thank my colleagues, my community members, friends, for the overwhelming kindness and support I received over the past 2 weeks during my bereavement leave. Your message, your calls, and your heartfelt gestures have meant so much to me and my family. The comfort of knowing that I was surrounded by so much love has truly been a source of strength, and so I thank you all. I am grateful to be back and to continue our shared work in service to Ramsey County, but again, thank you for the compassion you've shown me. It is deeply appreciated. A couple of things that I was able to attend before going on leave is that I spoke at St. Paul Zoning Commission. I think I talked about this too, in support of Interfaith acquisition for a new facility in Energy Park for Project Home to support homeless families. I was also honored to participate in the Right Track Career Panel at Gordon Park High School. I did it so much that I did it twice. I went for 2 days, in the course of 2 days. I always enjoy sharing my personal career journey with young people because I believe it is vital to inspire and encourage them as they shape their futures. I truly value the Right Track program. There's also program. So many young people are, participating in that program. As a young 13, 14, 15, 16, 17-year-old child, I was a part of a Right Track program in Illinois. So I know the importance and the value it brings, especially when we know that so many young people need to take care of themselves, they need to support their families, and they want that sort of independence with an income. And it was just really, really great to be there with other community leaders sharing our journey. And I was really grateful for the invitation to be a part of this experience. As pouring into our youth while they are still young helps prepare them to become stronger individuals. So I was really happy for that. In my absence, I want to acknowledge the Freedom Schools National Day of Social Action that they held at the Capitol. It was a powerful celebration of youth leadership and civic engagement. While I was unable to attend in person, I am proud to have had my representative, Stephenson Morgan, my principal assistant, who was able for my office to join the event and connect with the scholars. I have been a longtime supporter of the Freedom Schools mission because I believe in the power of education, cultural pride, and leadership development to shape a brighter future for our youth. This program not only teaches academic skills, but it also empowers young people to find their voices and to use their voices to create change. Seeing their energy and their passion, this is something that happens like every summer off school year that they bring these scholars today for a Freedom School. So really deeply grateful for the scholars, their families, and the dedicated educators who guide them. Together we are helping to raise a generation of leaders who will continue to make a difference. Also in my absence, Stevenson Morgan, again, my principal assistant, was able to represent me at the Metropolitan Mosquito Control District Technical Advisory Board field demonstration at the Oakdale facility. This event brought together agency professionals working in public health and related scientific fields to learn more about the district operations. I continue to be impressed with the important work being done by the by the Metropolitan Mosquito Control District and the dedication of those involved. So hearing updates from this event has given my office and greater insight into the impact that mosquitoes have on our communities and the innovative approaches needed to address them. Kudos to the Metropolitan Mosquito Control District for their work and for their leadership. I think I do need to say that Western Isle is on. We are seeing it happening at higher levels. So I say dump that water that you have laying around your homes. Protect yourself. You do what you need to do to protect yourself while you're outdoors, because we want you to be safe. We want you to stay healthy and thrive. So I end with that.
Thank you very much. I like to highlight National Night Out. It was great. I had a schedule of about 8 or 9 neighborhoods. I only made it to 7 basically because I didn't have a police escort. But I did run across the governor at the west side. He was there walking the crowd. We bumped into each other, so that was good to see. 5 of the events I attended were on West 7th. Wanted to get a good feel after the whole review, and I came out of there feeling great. First of all, the day was beautiful. There was plenty of food. I went home. I felt like I had 3 dinners. And the kids were out playing. So thank you very much for the warm reception that I received. And it was great to see a lot of folks and families out on National Night Out. The other highlight was the audit committee that Tara chairs, and I got to tell you, that was the right appointment. She knows what she's doing on that committee. And good job. Really, it's an important, we didn't have an audit committee till very recently, a few years ago, and then COVID sort of sidetracked it a little. So it's so critical because it's sort of the internal watchdog of what goes on in our county. As we see in the news now, that's becoming more and more important, right? For the rest of the day, we have a full day here.
I wanted to follow up on Commissioner McGuire's public hearing.
Oh, yes,
Mention
go
that?
ahead.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I
So,
forgot about that.
yeah, I just wanted to make sure we were very transparent about this event. So this is a follow-up on a board action from July 22nd regarding the transfer of County Road 94 and South Shore Boulevard in White Bear Township. So next Monday night at 7:30 at the White Bear Township board meeting, Ramsey County will actually be hosting a public hearing there, and so the commissioners and I will be there to hear from the public about that transfer. And the reason that we do it that way is the statute requires that Ramsey County hosts a public hearing in White Bear Township to receive testimony from the residents living in the township when we make those jurisdictional transfers. So that's happening next Monday at 7:30. Thank you for reminding me of that.
Okay, following the board meeting today at 10:30, we have a workshop that's, Commissioner McGuire, you're going to be leading that workshop on youth justice transformation. We have a working lunch, so we go right into that. I'm going to ask folks to get there on time. I have a request from the Sheriff's Department, and they need about 5-10 minutes of our time. So if you could get there 5:02, it'd be nice, okay? And then at 1:30, we have a workshop that Commissioner Miller is chairing on the Restoring Future Healing and Treatment Home Violence Prevention Services.
We could start at 10:15 if you want. Folks are ready today, so that'd still be a half hour if you want to start the morning one a little early.
Oh,
Yeah.
would the people be ready?
Yep, they will. At 10:15.
Okay, so 10:15 will be the workshop, so we could get a head start on that. So I think that's it. Am I missing anything? We are adjourned.